Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and this video is about the end of Babylon. And when I say Babylon, I'm talking about Mystery Babylon the Great in Revelation chapter 17, which is America. America is that place. America is referred to as Babylon in the scriptures in certain places. America is referred to as Egypt in the scriptures as certain places. All right, these are just, other names for it because America has taken on to the spirit of these places. America is known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt in the book of Revelation, and America has taken on to the spirit of Babylon. Babylon going to the word Babal, which is confusion. America is that great mixing pot. All right. People are of all kinds of different kinds of beliefs and whatever it is, and the whole doctrine of do as thou wilt is very much prominent in America and the rest of the world, because from America, and America's dominance, it has asserted dominance over the rest of the world and over the heathen, right? Which that is Edomite dominance. And these Edomites are these so-called white people whose forefather is Esau. This is their kingdom, all right? They are the wicked, okay? And America is their main hub, and America is on its way to being destroyed by thermonuclear fire. That's going to be the judgment that is coming for America. And in the interim, before leading to that prophecy, which will also include the return of our Lord Yahushai, before the destruction happens, then the destruction is going to hit and destroy America. We're going to be witnessing the downfall of it, and it's happening already. And it's been happening, truthfully, because when you look at America in what they call modern days, even going back to the 90s, right? America has been on its way out. It has been collapsing, which is a sign of the end of Esau's kingdom. Esau's kingdom is deteriorating and collapsing each and every day. It's no longer how it used to be, in certain days when the Edomites were really thriving in their blessing. They're still in it, but when you look at what's going on, from what was portrayed back in the day for the Edomites, they were doing much better. They were living much better. Things were way better for them. All right, but as time has gone on and, the kingdom is currently being translated from one people to another, as it says in the book of, let me get it, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, could be 8. Chapter 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So we're in the process of it happening. Things happen over time, and things are put into place, but Esau's kingdom is at its end, right? It is very telling when it is that the people that are in rulership are the ones that are complaining about their living situation. Who are these Edomites, these so-called white people, right? It's very telling. It's not the slaves that are complaining only, who are us, the Israelites, okay? And then the rest of the heathen that are subject to Esau. But the people that are in rulership are crying about what is going on regarding their living situation. They're suffering, okay, which is a very clear sign that their kingdom is coming to an end. Okay, when they talk about make America great again, it's really talking about Edomite dominance and the Edomites going back to a time where they were more, they were doing better. All right, they weren't struggling the way that they're struggling now. All of these kinds of things, they had what they believe was more control over the other people who are the other nations, right? Because they really established their dominance in a certain type of way during that time. Okay, but now you can see that they're losing their power day by day. And the collapse of everyday life in America has begun. I'm just going to watch a little bit of this video or play it.
There is no doubt about it that the American economy is struggling right now. Whether it's people not getting jobs, people losing their jobs, or people not even paying their bills, you're starting to see this more and more when you look around.
So let me get this straight. Inflation is going to keep going up. Taxes are going to keep going up. Interest rates are going to keep going up. National debt's going to keep going up. Wages are probably going to be going down now with the implementation of AI. It's going to make like easier mundane shit, much easier to do. So what's the end game here? So if you're not already rich or you're not going to be rich very soon, what is really the end game here? I'm actually like asking you, like, what is the end game?
So I just got my...
Well, they should ask the wicked elite of Esau Edom, your ruling class, right? Every nation that's in rulership has a ruling class, and the ruling class are the wicked elite of Esau Edom, the elite bankers. All right, they're the ones that are doing this to you, right? And it goes to show you the nature of this nation, that while they are in rulership, they literally will use their own people as pawns. They are willing to sacrifice their own people to establish their agenda from their end of rulership. You get what I'm saying? They have no problem with their own people being collateral damage when they want to establish their order. It's really a very vile and wicked nation, the nation of Edom. You're supposed to, it's your own nation, man. They're supposed to be love and care towards one another. But the thing is, Esau was never set to live by those principles anyway, because they are the wicked. So truthfully, they are doing as perfectly as they're supposed to be doing, but it shows you the nature of this creature that is in rulership that we're dealing with. All right? He even affects his own people and has his own people living like the slaves in their kingdom. You see what I'm saying?
Hammer bill. Mind you, I live in Missouri. Single household, so it's just me, my dog, my 2 cats. House isn't huge, not even, it's normal, right? 3-bed, 2-bath, nothing crazy, like a little under 1,700 square foot, like literally nothing crazy, right? My bill, $282.99. Carla Joe, vacation's over, girl. Vacation is over. Where are the brothers at? But honestly, when does it end?
When does it end? It's not going to end. It's not going to. Not for the situation and the predicament for you Edomites, right? You so-called white people. Your kingdom is falling and things are just going to continue to get worse. We're heading into the time of severe judgment, man. We're heading into the time of Jacob's trouble, which is a time of trouble for everyone, but the Lord is only concerned about the children of Israel. So the Lord is going to warn only the children of Israel about what is to come. You know what I'm saying? Because the children of Israel need to repent, given what is coming, right? It is important to return to our power, Yahweh Shemeshai, or else you will face the judgments that are impending, and then there's going to be famine and pestilence, all of those things. All right, but Esau's kingdom is crumbling. America, right? It's very telling when it's happening in America. It is a very clear sign, given the prominence of America's role in Bible prophecy, right? But it's not going to get better for them. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to get worse to the point where your kingdom is going to come to an end, which means your blessing is coming to an end, which was always a temporary blessing, right? And then you're going to be going into slavery for 1,000 years, and then after the 1,000 years of slavery, Yahweh Shemeshai is going to do away with the nation of Edom. So things are never going to get better for the Edomites. Whatever joy and happiness that you felt before, hold on to it. Hold on to it real tight, because it will never happen again.
When does it stop?
If you're a fan of zombie apocalypse and survival games, Dark War Survival is the game for you. This brand new 2020
$800 $1,230.27. Anybody want to guess what that is? You won't guess. So I'm just going to share it with you. That is my electric bill this month. Okay? Full disclosure, that is less than last month. Our bill last month was $1,130.98. I'm sorry, it's insane. That is my mortgage payment plus more. Okay? I don't know how anybody is expected to pay that. So, I mean, our house is big. It's not huge. It's not a mansion. It's about 2,500 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. We had 5 children. Our bills with our children, all 5 living at home, were between $400 and $700 a month. So we have called the electric company. They've come out. We live beside a restaurant. We were adamant that we were paying the electric company's bill also. I mean, it's ridiculous. Who can afford even $400 a month for electricity, but they expect us to pay $830 or $1,130?
Yeah, that's
so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I logged in this morning to see what our bill was when it was due, $830.27.
So we got our electric bill for the month of July, $650. For the month of June, it was $560. For the month of August, if it keeps raising, our electric company, CenterPoint Energy, they're pieces of... We will have given them $2,000 in 3 months just for our electric bill. I can't afford that. And if I can't afford that, I can't imagine other people and what the they're...
By the way, do you hear, you see the Edomites, they're in their blessing, right? And you can hear how they're complaining. You can see their standard of living. You see what I'm saying? Which is way better than the majority of the Israelites. There's some Israelites that are living better than them, yeah, you know. But the majority of our people aren't experiencing anything like that. And look at their situation. They're complaining while having still all of these things. But because things are becoming worse for them, you know, and they're not used to this type of adversity, they're going out on the social media and they're complaining. Which is valid, right? Because they once experienced a life of it being very easy and things being great and everything because Esau's in his blessing. And now we're heading towards the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of the Israelites. So they're losing their power, man. The transition is happening, okay? In Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 8, it says, "The mirth of Tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it." And that's what's happening, man. You know, people, you know, like you have people who after work, they go and, you know, they have a drink or whatever. Well, now in these days, people aren't gathering to like be merry and to have song and dance and drink. People are like gathering to talk about their problems and their depression, and they're drinking the wine with that spirit on them. You know what I'm saying? They're drinking alcohol with a certain spirit and a certain mindset, which then affects them, you know, even more, right? So they're depressed and all these things. They're suicidal, whatever else. You know, they're going home by themselves and they're, you know, drinking a little alcohol to numb the pain. This is the situation that these Edomites are in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. So there's crying for wine in the streets. Wine is wisdom, right? So there's crying for wine in the streets. They're looking for answers, all right? You can, as you can tell from the video, they're looking for answers. They're asking, like, what's going on? Or what is there to do, you know? And this is just the general mindset of the Edomites right now. They're confused, all right? But this is the situation of it all right? The city of confusion, which is talking about America. America is Mystery Babylon the Great. The word Babel goes to confusion. Is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. So yeah, the city of confusion is broken down. America is broken down, man. Okay? And it's not going to get any better, right? Like the scriptures say, if we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed in the book of Jeremiah 51, right? There's no healing for Babylon, right? It's not going to get better. There's nothing to fix or anything like that. Things are just going to become progressively worse and worse. And then for you Israelites, you need to be asking yourselves what position you're in, okay? Because given the times that we're in, the scriptures say in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So our creator is Yahweh Shemishai. All right, so turn to our power now before, the doors of mercy are closed right now. It's a spiritual ark that's being built, and that spiritual ark, that door will close eventually, right? In the book of Proverbs chapter 1, it lets you know what the Lord is doing, reaching out to you people, stretching out his hand, extending extreme mercy. And then it lets us know that, you people are going to reject it, so that the Lord is going to laugh at your calamity. Okay? While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. So these are the economists, right, who watch the economy. The day is going to come when they tremble because the money is going to fail. America is modern day Egypt, and the scriptures say there's no new thing under the sun. So America's modern day Egypt, and in ancient Egypt, the money did fail in ancient Egypt, and it's going to happen again. Okay, something's going to happen where it's going to crash, and they're going to conveniently have a new monetary system that is set up and that is conveniently going to be more perfect, which is their digital payment system. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grandeurs cease, because they're few. So the work is being done away with. And one of the guys in the video, he mentioned the artificial intelligence with the wages and stuff, right? Everything is going up, but the wages are remaining the same or going down. And then he mentioned the AI that's coming in, which is true. The AI is going to replace many people. That's why the wicked elite of Esau, Edom have a part of their NWO to cull the population down to 500 million people? I think that's the number. Okay? And the grandeur cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So those that look out of the windows be darkened, right? Because they don't see any hope, right? All they see is the abyss, so to speak. But those of us that believe in Yahweh Shemishai, we have hope. So when we look out the windows, it's not darkened, right? We have great hope. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, But for these people that don't believe, our people, right, they're going to see no way out. And because they see no way out, they're going to fail the hour of temptation, which is when you're presented with the market chip. They're going to take the market chip, man, because the world is heading into such chaos and famine and pestilence and judgment by the sword, right? When it is that people have already are going to be experiencing so much before that point. They're going to see it as their only way out. And then that will be to their destruction, our people. And then regarding the heathen, they're just going to be left in a state of depression because there's no hope for them. There's no salvation for them. They're irrelevant. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, right? That work. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? So the entertainment is going to be done away with, and it's already happening low key. All right, so all of the joys and happiness and what people find in this world with their entertainment, whether it be by sports or, musicians and the idols that they worship or whatever, it's all going to be done away with. There's going to be perilous times that are going to be upon the earth. And their suffering is only going to continue. It's only going to ramp up and increase. And that's the situation at hand, man. America's very much through. I wonder if there's
They're
any more on
paying.
this.
This is bull. Like they're forcing us to not pay our bills so that they can force us out of our houses or something. This is absolutely bull.
I think there's a lot more people that's not paying their bills than media wants you to know. They've been real quiet about this issue. And I'm not talking about utilities like necessities. I'm talking about, I really don't think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that's not paying like medical bills, their mortgages, credit card bills, and any other bills, you know, you've accumulated other than like water, electricity, and gas. Because I don't think the American government wants people to get the idea that if they stop paying their bills, nothing's going to happen. But I think that's what's happening. I know that there are a lot of people who stopped being able to afford their mortgage, and they're still in their houses, and it's been 2-3 years. Because whether they admit it or not, we've been in a recession for years. And I think once the rest of us realize that, wait, I stopped paying my credit card bill and really nothing's happening other than it's messing up this phantom credit score, and everybody's credit is jacked up. So now what? I think a lot of people aren't paying bills. So, I mean, I stopped paying some bills. I'm like, I ain't paying this mess. Shoot. Put it on my credit report. I get it off.
Have you guys stopped paying your credit cards yet? Because I promise I am about 2 seconds away from not paying.
Yeah, America's through. It is so finished. It is so finished. All of the signs are there. Esau's kingdom is at its end. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shemishai, Bashim, Kodesh, Shalom.